Virginia gang members sentenced to decades in prison for kidnapping and murder. Hezekiah Carney, 26, of Norfolk, Virginia, and Jayquan Jones, 22, of Richmond, Virginia, were each sentenced today to 30 years in prison for federal charges relating to kidnapping and murder of a fellow almighty Black Keystone gang member. A total of 4 defendants have now been sentenced as part of the case. The defendants assaulted and kidnapped a 25-year-old mother of 2, drove her to a remote location, and murdered her by shooting her 8 times, said Supervisory Official Antoinette T. Bacon of the Justice Department's Criminal Division. Cold-blooded, senseless gang violence like this affects entire communities. Today's sentencing underscore the protecting our communities from violent criminals is a top department priority. I applaud the tremendous work of all of our prosecutors and law enforcement partners who made securing these significant sentences possible. This act of wanton violence exemplifies the senseless brutality we associate with organized gangs and emphasizes the importance of eradicating them from our communities, said U.S. Attorney Eric S. Siebert for the Eastern District of Virginia. The investigation and prosecution that brought these defendants to justice were successful because of the vital partnerships built with our law enforcement partners working together toward a common goal of public safety. When gang members resort to kidnapping and murder, they leave behind shattered lives and communities in fear, said Assistant Director Chad Yarborough of the FBI's Criminal Investigative Division. The sentencing should send a message that the FBI and our law enforcement partners are committed to holding dangerous criminals accountable, protecting innocent lives, and ensuring our neighborhoods are safe from violence. Today's sentencing marks another significant step towards the justice for the victim and her family and the community. While no sentence can ever undo the pain caused by this tragic crime, we hope this outcome brings forth an outcome of closure, said Special Agent in Charge Anthony Spotswood of the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, Firearms, and Explosive, Washington Field Division. The ATF remains committed to working with our law enforcement partners as we protect our community and ensure those that commit violent crimes are held accountable for their actions. According to court documents, in the early morning hours of May 6, 2023, Carney, along with co-defendants Jamaica Langley, 25, of Richmond, Danisha Goodman, 27, of Portsmouth, Virginia, and Acacia Jackson, 20, of New York, traveled to the victim's residence in Richmond to beat her for a perceived gang infraction. The group left the apartment after beating the victim. About an hour later, Goodman, Jackson, Carney, and Langley returned to the victim's apartment with fellow gang member Jones. Some of them were armed and wearing masks. The defendants forced the victim into a Hyundai Sonata and drove her approximately an hour east of Richmond to a remote area in York County, Virginia. After forcing the victim from the vehicle, Jones and Goodman executed her by shooting her at least 8 times in the head, abdomen, back, buttocks, and legs. Upon returning to Portsmouth after the murder, Carney, the leader of the gang, directed Goodman, Jackson, and Langley to burn their clothing, stay together, and not speak with law enforcement. The day after the murder, on May 7, 2023, the Norfolk Police Department located the Sonata with Jackson, Goodman, and Langley in the car. From the car, police recovered a 9mm cartridge that displayed the same markings and casings found at the murder scene. On August 29, 2024, Carney, Goodman, and Jones pled guilty to using a firearm causing death, and Langley and Jackson pleaded guilty to conspiring to commit kidnapping. On January 7th, Goodman was sentenced to 35 years in prison, and Langley was sentenced to 20 years in prison. Jackson is scheduled to be sentenced on February 13th. The FBI, ATF, state, and local law enforcement partners investigated the case. Trial attorney Alyssa Levy-Weinstein of the Criminal Division's Violent Crime and Racketeering Section and Assistant U.S. Attorneys Lisa McKell and Matt Coleman for the Eastern District of Virginia prosecuted the case. Cold stuff. The gang violated this female who was also a mother of two, young 25-year-old lady, violated her for, whatever gang rules she broke, and then came back and kidnapped her, took her to the woods and shot her. Sad story. Stay away from gangs. Who knows what the violation or the infraction was. It could have been something as simple as saying the wrong thing to the wrong gang member, talking to the wrong person, wearing the wrong color, maybe talking to law enforcement. There's all type of little rules and regulations that a lot of these little gangs and try to go by. Some of them serious, some of them not. But messing with a gang, serious consequences, serious reactions for your actions. So please be mindful. Gangs, drugs, the streets, no bueno. Hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button. I appreciate all my subscribers, anyone viewing this. If you're liking it, subscribe. Throw your thoughts and opinions in the comment section, and I'll catch you on the next one. Much love, peace, blessings, much gratitude.